Hi, I'm Nate from Detroit, and we're going to install Fender Studio Pro on Ubuntu. Now, if you haven't installed Linux Ubuntu, I did do a video on installing it on my Mac Pro Tower as a dual boot. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, now that I have just a fresh Linux Ubuntu desktop, is the first thing I'm going to do is go to Terminal, and I'm going to check if the low latency audio kernel is installed and running. I do that by typing uname -r, and it says generic. So the first thing we're going to have to do is install the low latency kernel. We do that by typing sudo apt install Linux low latency. So, do I want to do this? Yes, of course I want to do this. And so this is going to require a reboot. After this download and install is done, we're going to reboot and then continue the install. Okay, that's done, and I'm just going to type reboot. Since it's a dual boot on a Mac, I'm going to hold Alt. So we choose the EFI boot, enter. All right, back. Let's see if that's stuck now. uname-r. Low latency. All right. The next thing we have to do is make sure that it's in Wayland, because Studio One, Fender Studio Pro, wants to be in Wayland. So let's see, that's done by echo session type. So let's see what's in there. Wayland. Great. Now we know we're running Wayland. So let's start installing Fender Studio Pro. I've already downloaded it into my downloads. So I got the deb file here in downloads. And so we are now going to use the help of ChatGPT, because we can just copy and paste some commands, because there's some prerequisites and things sometimes. So I just asked, do you know how to install Studio One, which they call Fender Studio Pro now? It's like, yeah. So let's do this. Let's copy this code here first and cd to downloads. All right, now paste this code in and push enter. All right, no such file or directory. Ah, right, because I have to put in the correct name. Somebody doesn't know how to follow instructions. So let's put in the correct name this time. And it shows you just can't copy paste. You have to actually do the work. Pro 8 x86.dev. Okay, so it looks like there's some dependency problems. So then ChatGPT here has common dependencies. So I'll just copy that, and this one we shouldn't have to customize. We'll just paste that in, hit enter, okay, and then fix broken install. All right, and now try this. And it. Okay, no errors that time. Let's see what happened. Go to my Launchpad. Whoa, look what we got there. All right, now before I launch that, I haven't connected my mixer yet. So I'm now going to connect my audio interface mixer, which I use the Allen Heath QU series, to the back of my Mac. Now that that's there, I'm just going to launch it. Of course, I could run into a command and see if the audio is recognized and everything like that, but I'm just going to launch it.
Let's launch over it.
Yeah, accept. Okay. I'm going to have to type in my email now. I'm going to close this back here, minimize that, close that. Okay, so now we have this here. You guys will not be able to see this part. Well, it's been activated. All right, it's booting. Scanning plugins, which I haven't installed any plugins. Welcome. Whoa. All right, I think we're up. Let's make a new file. Record and mix. Test on Ubuntu 01. Audio setup. Audio device. All I get is Advanced Linux Sound Architecture or Jack Audio Connection Kit. Okay, and I want to try it 128. So what? It's going to use whatever sound that I have here. What do I have here? QU6 multi-channel. Okay. Well, let's put in a new track. I'll call this guitar straight in. Okay. Yeah, so let's go to options, session setup, audio I/O. Click, 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 apply. Okay. Grab a guitar. Got a guitar. Okay, input 7. However, in my Mac, it will say the number that the input physically is. And this is just labeling here, like this. Yeah, let's repair that right now. Let's do 24. Yeah, it labels those very strange. Okay, apply. Okay, and this is exciting. Now we've got this here. Now we'll go input 7 should be actual input 7. We'll push record enable. Let's see, I got my guitar up. Nope, we got levels. We got levels. We need headphones to hear it. Okay, we don't have output yet. Hey everybody, Nate from the future here. Great Scott! I did want to say real quick that I did get this working rather well in Linux. So stay with the video, you'll see how I get it working, and I'll include some clips of it playing in Fender Studio Pro. Let me make sure that my, left right main is up, headphone mix is up. Let's go to our in outs. I'm gonna figure this out. Uh-oh. Okay, so I don't have to keep strumming on this. I'm just gonna play a riff real quick and record it. Okay, now I don't have to strum on the guitar. I can just play this on loop and try to get audio out of this thing. Okay, I've got a lead. I played a YouTube through my browser and it went through my audio system and through the board. Huzzah, I found it. So on right here on the audio device, we've got advanced Linux sound architecture, but there's this little button I missed, says control panel. And so then recording device, that's why it works so well. And then playback device, QU6. I don't know, 2 is fine. Okay. Push OK again. And now if we push play, yeah! We got audio on Linux with Fender Studio Pro. All right, let's hear some effects. So now they've got effects and we can go to Fender. There it is. Okay. And there is a new pedal, like guitar. So this has Mustang now. So let's throw this on. And now we've got Mustang. So let's hear this riff of the guitar went straight in. That was kind of for a reason too. And you heard it's just a palm muted and then a little bit of ring out of chords of a generic progression.
It sounds stock to my ears.
Yeah, it's a Fender twin. I mean, I have this amp pretty much. So I have the hot rod. Bypass. Oh, that sounds a lot better, doesn't it? Should we play around with some of these? Classic rock. We might as well do it to click track now, since we can hear things back. Yeah, see, I've read a little bit on this drum metronome sound set. Besides just a click track, you can have a drum beat play instead. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pipe you guys straight in too. What's it sound like? Let's record it, dude. Well, that's fun. And now let's go through some effects again. Let's not give up. Let's go to Fender. And then let's go to the Mustang. Drag it over here. Now we got that twin reverb clean. Let's start stepping through some of these. That was pretty good. Tweet. What's we got? Oh, too digitally. Oh, Surf Splash seems cool. Let's see what it does. That last chord. Oh, another time. Okay, well, it has been fun. You know what it is? It's running. It may not be the most stable in the world. It is. There's probably some ways to iron it out. Oh, there are. And we're going to go through that right now. Okay, so what I did to stabilize things, and it will work for you too, more than likely, is that instead of using the ALSA driver that I used Jack. The first thing you want to do is, I'm going to run you through it. First thing you want to do is use this command to install Jack tools if you haven't yet. And then use this command to use if you have to install Pipewire. You may not have to. I've tried it on both. It works about the same. But if you want to use Pipewire Jack, or it works better with your system, that's the command to use there. Then you use the system control to restart Pipewire and Pipewire Pulse, and then reboot. And after that, you can verify by doing pwjack, jack LSP, and you should see a capture playback. Example, here's my QU6 multi-channels and the first 4 lines of it. And after that, we're just going to go up here to this ALSA, and we're going to change it to Jack, and then it might ask you that, and then I'm going to run it at 128 samples, and then 48 kilohertz, and we'll just push OK. Then if you want to, you can go up to options, and then we can make sure that all this is still there. And then on processing, I put it to low. And you can even run it on medium. Matter of fact, let's run it on medium. And I got single 32, and I got enable plugin NAP, and that's about it there. And then on your session setup, I think it used to be called song setup, you go to your inputs and outputs, and I'm just going to enable some in here, and then I'll go over to my output tab, then we're going to enable the stereo out here. And if I want to, I can enable some of my bus outs because I have the Allen and Heath. So I'm going to apply that. I'm going to push OK. Now that it's stable, let's push it a little bit. Let's see what it can do. I'm going to add an effects bus for the selected instruments here. And I'm going to go to the new Studio Verb that they have. I know it's another reverb, but hey, it's got some sparkle to it. It's really nice. So I'm going to go to like a room to put them in. Maybe like, let's see here, like jazz club maybe. And this should bring out some drums and probably that lead guitar a little bit and everything. All right, let's push play. Now here's the processing going on with the CPU. So we see where that's at right now. It's kind of a concern because that Studio is adding a lot. By way of comparison, here it is on Windows and here it is on Mac. And yes, as you can see, the big culprit is that Studio Verb. All right, now while it's working, let's do a full install and really have some fun with this in the next video. I'm going to go ahead and install Ampire and CTC, channel strip library. That's cool. It's going to be some presets probably and stuff too. But yes, Fat Channel, please, with all my fun compressors that I love, all the character that it has. And let's see what else we got here. Impact drum kits, why not? And some impulse responses, sure. Lead Architect, I love the synth sounds on there. Yes, Presence XT, there it is. I want to grab all this. Then, yes, here it is, right here. Retro Mix Legends. Yes, I want to see how well this performs on here. What those are, in case you don't know, they're console emulations. And, of course, we'll get the stem separator there. Okay, Grand. I want the Grand piano presence. Let's see where the Studio Grand is. There it is, right there. All right. Let's install these, and we'll explore all of this in the next video. All right, now back to Nate from a couple days ago because his closer was pretty good. This is one of the first professional audio applications made for an open source operating system like Linux and Ubuntu. I think it's a really neat time in this recording industry with this, and I think it's cool to be a part of it all. That's really the reason why. And it's always important to keep learning, be humble, always be modest, and always try to expand, learn, perfect your craft. So that's it for this one, guys. I hope you've enjoyed going on this adventure with me. That is how you install Fender Studio Pro on Linux Ubuntu. That is about the experience that you should expect, if not worse, or maybe a little bit better. Let me know in the comments below how far you made it, and if this was informative for you and helpful and was a good beta test for you to watch instead of doing it yourself. Please like this video, subscribe, send it to your friends in the industry that might find this video helpful, and I will see you again.
And I'm telling you it's stock.